What's going on, everybody? It's Joe here with Deranged. There has been a lot of speculation lately about what Kawasaki has coming with this new H2 project. So today we're going to talk about what we think is coming, a few of the things that we've heard and seen across the internet, and hopefully get some conversation going down below in the comments about what you think is coming and what you want to see from Kawasaki. So let's start by saying, hey, if you have some thoughts, drop them in the comments down below. Myself, Dave, and Garrett will spend some time there chatting back and forth and having a conversation with you about what is coming. The approach to the release of this new H2 powered machine has me thinking about Kawasaki's approach to the release of the original KRX. If you remember, they did quite a bit of little spoilers here and there just to tease us about what's coming. Over a few months, they kept dropping little burnouts here or little engine revs there just to get us excited about what's coming. It looks like they're taking a similar approach with the new H2 powered machine here. I'm excited to see what's coming. It's fun to see Kawasaki marketing doing some fun and exciting things to get the conversation going. They certainly have us and many others talking about what could be coming. Before we get to what's coming, let's talk real quick about where Kawasaki has been. If you remember way back, Kawasaki has been in the UTV game for a long time with one of, if not the original UTVs, which was really a Kawasaki mule. Way back then, and those were rolled out mainly for construction and other things, farm equipment, stuff like that. And people began to get crazy with them and do things to them that I don't know that they were designed to do, but they ended up working out okay. I know my dad has a couple older mules that he does a little more than farm work with, let's just say that. So Kawasaki started with that mule, and they saw that people were getting excited about doing things with their machines and doing things maybe that they weren't supposed to. And, you know, taking them off-road, taking them on trails, some even taking them to the dunes. I don't know if I'd do the dunes in a mule. Probably not. But doing things that they might not. And so Kawasaki began to release machines that you could do more fun things in. These machines included machines like the Teryx and then eventually the KRX. And these were designed to have a little bit more fun and be able to enjoy with yourself, a partner, or even your family. One thing they've kind of steered clear of, and it's been a gaping hole in their lineup for the past 6 or 7 years at least, is a really top-tiered, high horsepower machine. They've sat back and kind of watched, as have all the other Japanese manufacturers, as Polaris and Can-Am have really pushed the limits with horsepower and what these machines can do. If you've been watching Polaris and Can-Am, they have been fighting with every machine release and every race that they do to show how well their machines perform and to push those machines to the limit. Kawasaki has done some awesome racing in the NA class. I know Jeremy McGrath has his machine going, and others have raced the Kawasaki in the NA class, and it really is a great machine, but it's heavy and kind of held back by the horsepower. They've never really pushed that 200, 225, 250 horsepower limit as other manufacturers have. With that in mind, let's talk about what we know so far about what Kawasaki has coming with this new H2 powered machine. The first thing we know is a bit about what it looks like. The reason we do is there are plenty of pictures circulating on the web of this Kawasaki with an H2 logo on the side of it in dunes and other places testing. Likely images of these. These are kind of spy images. I'm not going to say they came from Kawasaki marketing or anywhere else, but it appears that this is the machine out in the wild doing some testing in the dunes. The next thing we know is it has an inline 4-cylinder engine that is supercharged. It's the H2 motor after all. We know that because we saw it racing in the prototype that they raced in the Mint 400 a few months back. We also know from the teasers that this machine is going to have 250 horsepower plus. Insane. That's going to be awesome. Immediately putting them to the top of the stock horsepower game in all of side-by-sides, if that's true. The next thing we know is that there is going to be a 4-seater release, and it is likely going to be released initially, if not being released as a 4-seater first, then a 2-seater next. The reason we know this is because the 4-seater has been seen in the wild through these spy shots that you've probably seen all over the web. We also know that it looks like it's going to have a CVT transmission, so it's not going to be a dual clutch transmission or paddle shifters or anything like that, like you've seen Can-Am do or Honda do. It looks like it's going to be a standard CVT transmission, which for some will love, for some will hate, But overall, they've proven to be very reliable, especially Kawasaki with their wet clutch version. Now, who knows? We don't know for sure if this will be similar to their wet clutches in the past, or if this will be a standard kind of CVT with normal engagement that you see in other CVTs out there, like in Polaris and Can-Am. The last thing we can kind of tell from the spy shots and other things is that it is going to look fairly similar to the current KRX four-seaters. It looks like there will be some areas that are beefed up a little bit from where they are, which Kawasaki four-seaters are already pretty substantial and pretty well built. But there is some additional changes there. Some of the door lines and some of the front fascia and whatnot look to be a little bit different as well. I imagine with a higher horsepower, just knowing how concerned Japanese manufacturers are, especially about safety and other things, I imagine the ROPS, the rollover protection system, or roll cage as it's commonly called, will be somewhat redesigned as well. Who knows? We'll find out when they release it for sure, though. So that's what we know about it so far. So with those things in mind, let's talk real quick about how that compares to the other manufacturers out there. So first and foremost, we're really only going to compare it to Can-Am and Polaris. And the reason we are is this is a new upper level high horsepower machine, and there are no other manufacturers that are currently have a machine on the market, looking at you Segway, that has 200 plus horsepower. So this Kawasaki is fitting right in with the rest of with Polaris and Can-Am and competing right there with them. Whereas the other Japanese manufacturers, for example, they don't have a 200 plus horsepower machine. So as you know, the Razor Pro R has 225 horsepower. It is a proven race machine in high-speed desert terrain. If you've seen anything about desert racing lately, you know that Polaris has won many of the major races, including Dakar and others, with their Pro R platform. It is a race machine and super high horsepower and everything else. Suspension is great as well. We'll see how the suspension on this Kawasaki compares, but 225 horsepower for that Pro R machine compared to 250 plus from this new Kawasaki. So the next machine we're going to compare it to is the Can-Am Maverick R. The Can-Am Maverick R was released about a year ago, somewhere around there. And when it was released with 240 horsepower. This new H2 powered machine from Kawasaki is going to put them right at the top of the totem for horsepower in side-by-sides at 250. So instantly taking them above and beyond Can-Am. Now, when it comes to racing, Can-Am is no slouch either. If you've paid attention to the UTV racing scene over the last couple of years, 3 or 4 at least, you've seen that Can-Am has plenty of race teams that are having a ton of success in racing, especially if you've been watching the King of Hammers. They usually have at least a couple on the podium, if not the full podium made up of all Can-Ams. So they are putting out some great machines as well. Now, every machine obviously has its pros and cons, as do Can-Ams. But it'll be interesting to see how this new Kawasaki with this motor, this 250 horsepower, can compete with these Can-Ams and the Polarises in real world racing. I know the first prototype was kind of a shake it out, get to know how it handles, understand, and do some development and whatnot through the racing process. We'll likely see a bunch more of that as after the machine is released anyway. Something that's also pretty unique about this machine for Kawasaki is they actually had multiple divisions help in the development of this machine. So from their aerospace division to their gas turbine division, they had other people working and collaborating to build the best machine that they could. So it'll be interesting to see the impact that those other divisions have on this new machine. Now, as far as release date, timing, that kind of stuff, we don't really know, but we do feel like we're getting close. The reason we do is Kawasaki continues to post like official, it's coming type of things on their social media. So we feel like it's coming. I imagine it's going to be prior to the beginning of the year, likely in the September-October range is kind of my guess. But we will see. That's complete speculation and just a guess from me. But either way, I think we'll see it by the end of the year, if not early next year. We'll be able to actually get our hands on it and be able to see how these things perform. As far as pricing goes, I mean, like I know, this is not going to be a Terex. This isn't going to be a $15,000 or likely even $30,000 machine. My guess is this will probably be priced similar to the Pro R or the Can-Am Maverick R. So likely starting for the 4-seat versions at 30 plus and going up to somewhere around 45, 50 Who knows? We really don't know, other than to say that it's not going to be a cheap machine. This is going to be a high performance machine meant for people who are looking to push their machines to the limit. And it's going to be fun to see exactly what it is. One thing is for sure with this machine, though, it looks like the smiles per gallon is going to be pretty solid with this sucker. It's going to be fast. It's going to be fun. If it rides like the rest of the Kawasaki KRX machines that you've seen out there that it has a similar design to, if it rides like them, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a nice, smooth ride. 1 for the family, 2 for the dunes, 3 for the racing. It looks like it's going to be a great machine. So what do you guys think? Why don't you head down below in the comments and let us know what you think. We'd love to interact with you there. I'm curious. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what it looks like. Who knows, maybe we'll get our hands on one in the near future and be able to tell you exactly what it looks like. So looking forward to what Kawasaki has released or has coming. I hope you are as well. I know it's fun to see all this kind of stuff happening in the UTV market continually, even with things kind of slowing down a bit in the UTV market. I think lots of people got them at when COVID came out, and now it's kind of settling into reality for UTV market. Either way, I'm excited about what's coming from Kawasaki. I hope it bleeds into the other manufacturers as well. I'm glad they're continuing to push the limits. It's exciting and fun to watch. Before I let you go, if you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe. We'd love to have you there. It definitely helps out the channel a bit. We're grateful for those that have stuck around for as long as you have. It's been a ton of fun doing this channel. We're excited to release our new machine, likely with our next video. So we did pick up another one. And likely we'll rotate out our Pro XP in the very near future as well, and be looking to pick up another machine then. So keep an eye on the channel for that kind of stuff and for other updates. Appreciate you being here. Look forward to seeing you next time. We'll see you. What's going on, everybody? It's Joe here with Deranged. There has been a lot of speculation lately about what Kawasaki... Wow.